Probably the word is resiliency. He played safety 2 months ago, played Husky Star, he's played money, and then 3 weeks ago you asked him to play corner, and then he goes in the game and plays corner versus the second most productive pair of receivers in the Big Ten. And they go after him, he just ends up with 9 tackles and a big interception at the end to give us a chance to win the game. So the kid's resilient, he's competitive, and I thought his teammates did a great job on the sidelines. If he gave up a play or a pass, and just encouraging him, and then the kid goes out there and plays like that. So couldn't be more proud of him. And this really tells you, that's the character and core of our team right there, guys like him. So big hats off to him. The guy was a third string safety, now he's a starting corner, versus some pretty good football teams.
Kevin in town?
Yeah, Coach, the front seven of this defense has been pretty consistent as far as, stopping the run and even getting the quarterback a little bit. How much is it going to be important to, maintain that level against an Ohio State team that's, fairly talented on offense?
Oh, for sure. I mean, they do about everything perfect. Run it, throw it, pass it, protect it. But I think when your front seven can give you some havoc and some negative yardage plays, when they can squeeze gaps and get the ball contained so your guys can run to the ball on the perimeter, I think that's huge. And I think, between the D-line, the backers, the apex players, we have to continue to find ways to make sure our defense doesn't get split down the middle, build edges, and then allow our team speed, hustle, and effort, run balls down, inside out. We're a game tackle team. I don't want a lot of plays where there's one-on-one tackles there. And so I think the more we can do that and the more we can keep the ball sideways and run it down, the better it will be.
Coach, I know you weren't here last year, but where Indiana's defense had success in that Ohio State game a year ago was being able to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback and make some poor decisions. What do you think of your pass rush so far through 6 games, and what have you seen on film in regards to how much success you can have getting to their quarterback without having to blitz a whole heck of a lot?
I think you have to have balance. I think you got to be able to stop the run. I think you got to be able to stop and contain the run. I think you got to be able to keep a lid on the passes, and then you got to find your spots to pressure. You don't want to be so one-sided where you're doing great on one end, but every time they hand the ball off, it's a gain of 20. You don't want to play so much coverage, play so less coverage where you can throw the ball off your head. So balance is what I look for. You got to have calls that you feel good against the run. You got to have calls you feel good at the pass, and then you got to have ways that when you say, you know what, we're going after the quarterback right now. You got to have those ways. So we've tried to be balanced all year, which helps keep down the explosive plays. It helps you not give up so much in the run game. I think we got to find ways as a great team to have balance in all 3 areas. Where when we need to get a negative yardage play, we have ways to do that. When we feel like as a throwing down, we have ways to help our guys on the perimeter. And then when we got to stop the run, you have ways. So I think you got to have a lot of different ways and different facets to do that. You can't just sell out on something every play. So we're going to have to find balance against a great team.
Zach and Brad?
I think in the past you kind of described defensively that at times it's almost more concepts than specific calls, and then it's kind of on the guys on the field to apply those concepts to what they see. Especially Saturday, when I think at times it felt like Michigan State was trying to deliberately move very fast to get you guys in, whether it's personnel groupings or not lined up or whatever it was. Did you feel like you were seeing basically guys very quickly moving through those concepts? And
No, I just felt like they had a very good plan, and that's on me. They had a very good plan, especially on 3rd down with substitution, to not let our 3rd down package get on the field something they had not shown. And they went tempo and we sub, and that's more on me. I got to see that they're going tempo and not try to sub the defense. That's really what that was. It had nothing to do with the guys thinking through a concept. It was just, we were trying to get a certain personnel group on the field. They didn't sub, so technically they didn't have to let us sub. The referees weren't going to hold the ball. That's more on me from a game management standpoint.
Brad?
What do you see from Micah McFadden that makes him as good as he is in doing multiple things on the football field?
Smart kid, and he plays with a relentless motor. And when you combine those, you get a guy like him. He studies. He takes extra time in the film room. He comes up and meets with me one-on-one. He takes notes. And he's a guy that practices the same way he plays. So as a coach, I have to slow him down in practice and take care of him. But when you get to game day, he can see it like a coach on the field. And when he sees it, he knows how to react. He knows how to set a play up. He knows what the strengths and weaknesses of that call going to be versus that formation. They get in this formation, he's eliminated 2 or 3 things that he knows are not going to do so he can play faster. So he's a coach on the field. More than anything, the way he leads our team, the relentless effort he plays with, and you combine that with a really smart kid that studies the game, and you get a guy that can affect the game, run game, pass game, dropping, third down, special teams. That's the kind of player Mike is.
Yes.
You obviously mentioned Ohio State's offense at this point. What stands out though about just their skill guys, especially the receivers with Wilson?
Everything. Like no, I'm joking, but I tell you what, they're well coached. They're great athletic players that are fundamentally sound in catching the ball, route running. Their scheme uses tempo. It uses a power run game, a zone run game. It gets their athletes in space. It gets their athletes deep. You combine that with a dual threat at quarterback. So I tell you what, they've done a really great job of recruiting. And it's not just that, because you can have talent and not use it. They've done a tremendous job of utilizing the tools they have. All 3 receivers, the tight ends, multiple running backs, the RPO game. So they present you where you got to have a game plan to be able to defend a little bit of it all, pick your spots. And they're just a well-coached team with really good players.
Right, thanks, Joe.
Hey, appreciate it, guys.